This is Fred Beck from Fred Talks Fighting, and today we're very lucky to be joined by John Harding Jr. So thank you very much for coming on, John.
Thank you very much, man. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. So, what I read online was that you said boxing saved my life. What do you mean by that?
I mean, boxing has given me a lifeline. You know what I mean? It's given me a reason to keep going, a reason of hope. And when I say my life, not me, many others. You know what I mean? It's let other people know that it's never too late to change their life around. Everyone knows this regarding that I came out of prison 5 years ago. And to be in this position right now is only a blessing, especially from where I grew up. So it's just giving me that help. It's saved me. You know what I mean? That I could have been in so many other situations. It's just really giving me that hope
It's
and life.
given you a discipline.
Yeah, yeah. Boxing is the greatest, one of the greatest forms of discipline. You know what I mean? That is needed in life. And yeah, it's just put me in a position where I could be a shining light to others.
So you grew up in South London, you're a gang member, and you had a couple of spells in prison. Can you tell
Mm.
me your backstory for people who don't know it?
All is I grew up in New Cross, and I don't know, for us, it's not called. We won't ever call it gang. It's just like brotherhood. It's just if you just like if your brother was in trouble, you would defend him, you will help him. You know what I mean? From people outside, it's more considered a gang, but you just go through life, survival, whether it's survival could be, to us, selling drugs wasn't just like the way it sounds. Selling drugs hustles more get by, so you can afford things, so you can feed homes, so you can pay electric bills, so you can help with the gas. It was always about survival, and that's what we grew up on really. And that was life in New Cross, man. Just challenging every day, fighting rivalries, fighting each other, and then people. I'm from a place where people it's normal for people to go to prison into an estate, and then you don't understand when people come to attack the estate and they just see you. You've got no choice but to retaliate because they're always gonna come to you, so I would defend him. So like I said, that's where I was brought up, you know what I mean? And when you're seeing those things or people dying close to you, that's who you know. So me being in this position from my estate is a big thing because us to say that's made it just by getting a 9 to 5 in working is like being made it from where I'm from. So in this position is even bigger.
And so, when you got out of prison, where did you go from there?
Uh, I just got along with life, trying, but I was trying to pursue boxing. I started attending a few different boxing places. I settled at Miguel's gym under Coach Ted Bami, and that's when my professional journey really started. Anytime I sparred in the ring, I always caught people's eyes. So and that was my kind of gift at the moment was sparring.
You're under the guidance of Dillian White. He's
Mm.
now your manager. So how did you get to that stage? How did you get him to become your manager?
He just wanted to give me a chance. He saw the potential. We moved around a bit before the Parker fight, and they just saw glimpses in me that I can do. It's just from sparring, really. I sparred him, sparred others, and they just thought there was an aggression that I had that if I can just channel it into the fight, So that was always the mission: just take what I do in sparring into the ring, and I can go far. And he saw something in me, saw I was hungry, and that was it. That's how it happened.
So he gave you a chance and it paid off.
Hmm.
When Dillian White was training for Beck in Portugal, am I correct to say that you were out there training with him in Portugal?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was out there with him, training. Yeah.
And so what was that like training with Dylan White in Portugal?
You know, Dylan, he puts his all into training, man. I don't, I don't think there's a harder worker than Dylan. I'm telling you, there's no one that I've seen train like him. He's just,
And that inspires you to train even harder.
yeah. You want to push, but when you see the way he's training, you think you're not training hard. You're not close. No one could train as hard as him. No one could train. His work ethic is on a different level.
And so you had a great last fight on Eddie Hearn's last fight card in Milton Keynes against Lionel
Yeah.
Philadelphia. And that was a great fight. And where do you aim to go on from there?
For me, I'm a warrior. Everyone knows I'll fight anyone. I wanna get back out there. I definitely would wanna rematch because it's like, I think it's all about I've always wanted a dance partner who I can fight, and I think us two kind of fit the part. I believe in giving the fight fans what they want. There was an era that I never got to really be part of boxing as a participate. We had you got the Riddick Bowe, Lennox Lewis, Vander Holyfield, and he had those bits with the best for the best. I would love to be responsible to try to bring that era back. So I'm just trying to get to the best. The next steps is just I'm just an opportunity. What opportunity comes, I just never say no. That's what it is. Obviously with the COVID, there's not many shows available, and a lot of the places it's minimal. Like even for that fight, it was like I was from August. I was meant to be in a fight camp. Then I got pushed back. Then in September we pushed. It was meant to fight September the 12th, the 19th, the 24th. We kept getting pushed back, which was quite difficult. We never had a secure date. But the next steps, you will see me back out there. You will see me challenging to get to the top. I just will never give up, and I just got to be patient.
And do you think talent winning the English title, will that become your new aim as a professional? Will that be your end goal?
Uh, an end goal. I wouldn't say end goal. No, I want more than that. English title was just a door. You know what I mean? If I had that, I would have been knocking straight for the British title. But each to their own. You know what I mean? He, I don't think when we spoke about it, I don't think that was his interest. But hey, me, if I was announced the winner that night, I'll be shouting and making noise for the British title.
You got a very fan-friendly style, a style that will sell a lot of tickets. Are there any other fights that you're interested in right now, domestic or international?
No, that's very good. I would love an international fight. There's something that fries off that, man. By name. Everyone's target. Well, for me as a boxer, you want the belts. Everyone's target's that British title. You know what I mean? I know that's held by Liam Williams, and he's a hell of a fighter, man. I'm a real fan of his style. I think we'll have a dogfight, definitely. Something I love, and I know the fans will love. Um, I can't think about. What? I want one of those international goals. I want to just. I would love to just fight international. I don't know what it is, man. I'm fried. I just love it. I love it. I love giving the fans something to talk about, something to be excited about, just to look at John Harden Jr.'s in tough fights. I've taken last minute fights and still, giving the fans something to say, nah, there's something about this guy. So I'm weighing off the subject, but I haven't really got any, I need to do my homework on a few names, but right now, I'd love to crap an international belt, whether middleweight or super welter, because I can still make both. I'm not fussed.
And do you think you would make that cut down to super welterweight?
You know what? That's been the question. I know a lot of the commentary was saying, a lot of people's tweeted. I could make it. You know what I mean? I came in 11-2. Um, uh, It's I don't know. I middleweight. I just thought there was a lot. You know, there was a lot. I can rumble with, but the same as super welter, you got a lot of people in the mix there as well, man. You got Cheeseman there. You got
You got Fitzgerald,
Gerald. You know what I mean?
Angie Fowler.
There's a there's a lot of a mix even there, man. But I couldn't rule out, and that's one of the how can I say, that's a lot of my options on the table, really. I've got options to go to super welter, or options for middleweight, and it's one of those ones where I'll have to draw up with my team and say, listen, you know what, there's a super welterweight this available. Okay, then I'll go for it. If you know, if it's worth it, I'll go for it. If it's not, then I'll do middle. But I would have loved to grab a title at middle and go up to super. And if my body could build up, I would love it to get to light heavy. But that's just how I am, man.
I think a fight between you and Sam Eggington would be a brilliant, a really good fan-friendly fight. A firefight.
We definitely. You know what? You saying that? Yeah, definitely will be. Ah, man, that would be fire, man. That would be fire. I love that fight. Him and Cheeseman, man. You know, man, like that would be a dream fight to be in, man. It was just hard. You know what I mean? And and one thing I love that you spoke about that, because there's no losers in that fight. I'll say, you know, boxing won.
They both got their respect. They both got their
yeah. That's one of the things with that one. When boxing wins, I look at MMA, and I saw something when they said, well, when MMA fighters lose or quit, no one says anything. And it's all about kind of bringing that to boxing, because the best fight the best, and boxing wins. That, I think that's the main thing. Boxing wins the fan. And I think this COVID has now allowed us, I'm also a boxing fan, has now allowed us to actually witness great fights.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, because in the UFC, a fighter will lose the title fight, and then they'll go fight the number 2 ranked person in the world, the number 3 ranked person in the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think in 10 years' time, UFC, if boxing doesn't change, UFC might end up being the biggest combat sport in the world. And I've got questions left. Do you have a message for anyone watching this who's struggling right now and doesn't know what to do with their life?
Don't give up. Believe in. Okay, one thing, I am a firm of believe in God. So I say believe in God, believe in yourself, and just don't ever stop believing. Believe in yourself. Patience is key, and just don't stop. Just keep striving, man. Like, look at me. Like, when I say look at me, and I say, now some people sometimes look at, wow, and it's like, man, I'm just a human being. I just never stopped. Like, I was in prison, you know. I came out, and I was there was a time I was with so many people doing life, you know, walking around in a prison yard looking lost. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I could come from that position, you know, I used to smoke weed heavily. You know what I mean? So if I can do that and get to this point here and make it to Sky Sports, imagine them, man. Imagine you. So I told them, just don't give up, believe in yourself, and don't believe what people say about you. It's all about what you say about you.
So if you can do it, they can do it. That's really good, right? Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, bro. Take care, man.